Ho! What is up, you guys? My name is Blitz Version. Welcome back. Blitz Version 1, and welcome back to Changeling Tale. I didn't do it as bombastic as I normally do because it's late at night when I'm recording these. But I said I was going to come back and I was going to do some extra few things that I haven't got to do yet because there was stuff I wanted to do. And I forgot how to view them. There they are. I wanted to find all the trophies and Easter eggs. So, apparently, that's what this episode is going to be. It's going to be Easter eggs and trophies is what I'm going to be doing. Or at least trophies, or Easter eggs. I think I know where this one is. But in Chapter 3, there's Pet the Cow, obviously. I did not do this, so I'm going to go back and do it. Because I forgot. And then, of course, I got all these that I didn't even do. Take a big swig. Didn't I do that? That looks familiar. Dog love belly scratches. And that should also give me an achievement. But a lot of you guys were wanting to see Grace back in her bluer form. Ah, shit. I don't remember how to do that one. I actually had to look one of these up because I didn't know how to do it. But I think you can make Grace's boobs grow. And there's a fishing minigame, apparently, in Chapter 3 that I didn't do. Reveal the disclaimer. Wait. Anyway, we're going to start with, obviously, the first Easter egg that I missed, and that's Pet the Cow, obviously. So we're going back to Chapter 3 of Marion's story first. Okay, where? Some of this might just be zooming into those particular points, unless something happens. Because Pet the Cow, obviously. How do you do that? Would it be hero to her herd? I don't know. We're gonna jump around and I'll find it. Last time, I think we did go through town. We went on a stroll. So since this is going to be different, I'm actually going to read this one. The question the offer to the ride to the market together floats through my mind. I push it aside. If Marion wants to leave her own home and venture into town, she's more than capable of making that decision herself. The last thing she needs is additional meddling. Come now. That's a topic for another day. As much as a day is sounding enticing, as much as a day off sounds enticing, there's much to be done. It may not be what either of us want to hear, but that doesn't make any less true. A resolve returns. Is that so? I guess I'd better go feed the hens then. You can start. How about mucking the stalls? I suppose I deserve that. My nose wrinkles at the scent as I plunge the pitchfork back into the straw bedding. The work isn't glamorous, but I don't feel bad about it. I do, however, feel bad about the way I left the conversation with Marion. I wonder how she's taking it. It wasn't long before I felt stuck in a similar rut. Hooves aside, I feel like I've been in her shoes, the bound of the farm, or nearly the bound of my world as well. See, this damn thing is just drifting. It chafed, so I took the first opportunity I had to escape, see the world, do my part. As it turns out, life stranded on a remote farm beats life mired in a trench. Blah, blah, blah. I've grown up, learned valuable lessons about the dangers of the world. Even if Marion doesn't have to worry about stray bullets, I know what a fear of the unknown, of things alien, can provoke. Hopefully, if anyone does find out about Marion's secret, the only thing it provokes is an overwhelming need to fawn over her cute muzzle. Eventually, Marion enters the barn with a shovel of her own to help. And one look at I know all is forgiven. I only hope she's also overcome or at least shelved her misgivings. At one point during the drudgery, Marion looks at me and tells me something in earnest. Malcolm, I've been having nightmares. It's confirmation of my concerns, and something I'm all too familiar with. I'm sorry. Are you alright? Yes, they all but disappeared since I came to a conclusion. What's that? Listen for guidance, perhaps a remedy can be mine. Everything I need is right here. Right where I am right now. I don't know if I will be able to do what I once did, but you'll never leave home again. Marion looks startled. Hearing you say it makes it feel more real. Very real. I wince. She's not wrong. I decided to dial back my language. Marion, don't think like that. You're just not ready yet. But you could be at any time, any day. Never say never. You may wish to go to the market, or even to the pub. Next week, or next year. You never know. Never say never, Malcolm. Marion goes to the basin, making soft clacking noises as she rinses her hooves. I had fears of losing my mind, losing who I am as a person, nightmares about becoming a hermit like Grace. But even she's discovered a way to break free from her domestic monotony, Marion. I can't leave my property. I can't be discovered. Please don't say that. I mean, of course you can stay here until the cows come home. Ba-dum-bum. Come on now. Luckily, she's only joking. I tug at her waist to pull her closer. What I was going to say is that if you want to stay here, I will support you and never leave your side. And bother you so often you'll tire of me faster than Fiona has. She laughs and gives me a genuine smile. I'll share with you something Grace told me. She told me to be aware and know the difference between solitude and loneliness. What I have here, she gestures around the barn and the land beyond its walls, provides me solitude. Her arms wrap around me, but never loneliness, Malcolm. If I change my mind in the future, I shall tell you. For now, I need to keep up with taking care of myself. And you. Ow, ow, ow! So let's go. Me and walks toward the curds in the vat. And you, my love, need to eat. I take the hand, drop the subject, and set to my orders. Aww. Okay, I know where this is going, so I'll see you guys in just a few more clicks. Alright. What's up, guys? We're back to Grace now. Looking for the damn angling minigame. I already clicked through some of Lead On and stuff like that, and it's going back to the underwater boat and stuff like that, and the, naughty stuff happening. That I have to say I should get home, because I'm also trying to go for the ending of Too Much Hesitance Could Bring This Ending. I don't want that ending, but I do want to see it for the sake of the channel, so I'm going to say I should get home. It's probably not for the best time to continue such a hectic day. I need rest, and as much as I need to be working. Yes, I want to go home. I want to be with you. But this has been such an exhausting day already. I should probably return home just for a while. There's just too much to get done before sundown. Plus Gran, well, you know. Grace nods, knowing that answer was coming. Yeah, it's fine, Malcolm. Maybe we should scale back anyway. She breaks a smile. Pun intended, of course. Grace, I'm not abandoning you. I'm getting work done. I take her by the shoulders and notice I have to tilt upwards to kiss the top of her head goodbye. A wave of guilt washes over me, and in the moment I make a promise. Tomorrow, though. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll do anything you want. Anything. She smiles, and I wonder if my vow was too hasty. Anything. Alright, then, tomorrow. We'll see you very soon. Thank you again for... You're welcome, Malcolm. And... will you go home tonight? I'll give Marion a night to herself. I'll sleep by the lock. It feels more like home now anyway. Home is where your heart is, Grace. Remember that. And be safe. Stay warm. Fucking ring light keeps steadily turning on me. I really gotta figure out why the hell my fucking ring light is doing that. It's driving me bonkers. Hey, hold up. Okay. Grace grabs a hold of me tight, hugging me with all of her body. And nearly crushing my spine in the process. I will. By the way, you guys keep asking for the more blue version of Grace. Are y'all talking about this version, the young Villa-faced? Or the juvenile Villa-faced? God damn it, I'm sorry, you're getting nothing but palm, but I'm trying to fix this stupid camera from floating. Cheers a few hours of quiet time that I get from the stroll roaming through the fields. It feels as though I've been away for months, even though it's only been a day. I try not to think about Gran. Okay, I try not to think about Gran, her upcoming litany of questions. I'm honestly less worried about my Inquisition than dealing with all the conflicting emotions. Each step I take methodically, reminding myself to breathe and that I don't have to decide anything right now. I need not act anything except of which is before me. Thankfully, all that is before me is the afternoon sun. Well, that and a heap of frenzied thoughts and feelings, I bury them for now. It's all I can do to keep moving forward. Once I reach home, I detour to check on the herd and my horse. Hazel seems perturbed by my interruption, but it's nothing a few pets and a carrot can't resolve. Did you miss me? It's certainly been a long day, eventful too. She seems to be trying to ignore me. Still, I take advantage of her willing ear, one of only few with whom I can share a complete confidence. You'll never understand, Hazel. Can you imagine me courting a girl with a tail? Up is down, left is right. Nothing is normal. Hazel huffs a cloud of hay dust onto my shoulder. I don't bother brushing it off, taking it a bit of messy affection. That's right, lass. At least you're my steadfast companion. Fools and all. She thumps my head and heads back to her stall. Is this something I said? I take it as a hint and gather my strength to go inside the house to face grand questions. Grand Quisition? It's as if Gran sensed my arrival. A steaming bowl of stew is waiting for me as I walk through the door. She pours her drinks as I approach. So glad you've returned, young man. I'm ready for our evening's meal. I kiss her cheek and happily take a seat. It's nice to take a load off. I can't even begin to tell you about my day. You smell like fish. The cogs in my head are turning. I offer the best reason I can come up with. I've been canning seafood over at the McLeod's. Grant scoffs. Must have been quite the boatload. Oh, quite the catch is. That first sip of whiskey hits hard and goes down smooth. It's tempting to finish the glass in one swallow. It'll be an early night for me, Gran. I hope you can manage the fire by yourself. Been doing fine for quite a while, dear. So, how is she? She's doing alright, all considering. I can't imagine that she's going through such a big change, such a big surprise too. Yes, it's definitely was. Wait, what exactly does Gran know? I'm getting nervous and confused. I sympathize. It felt very similar when it happened to me last year. I just about spit out a spoonful of stew. Eh? What? What are you talking about, Gran? When have you grown a tail? My eye must be as large as saucers. Jessie leaving! It's just like when your parents left town. I feel for what poor Marion must be going through. I finally realized the breath I'd been holding in. News of Jessie's departure certainly traveled quickly through the rumor mill. Oh, yes, of course! What a Marion, such a lot she has to deal with. Just so much. You're a kind man to look after her, especially with that willy little sister of hers. Choke on my last chunk of stale bread. Will, Wiley. She's always been a treasure to me. A wee spark of wit. I truly love that lass's sense of humor, but oh, what a handful. I'll say. She'll keep Marion on her toes, that's for sure. It's on mine too, if she has another growth spurt. Just keep an eye on Marion, will you? Make sure she's able to adjust comfortably. It's the least we can do. After all she did to help me when your grandfather passed. Oh, may his big old penis rest in peace. I'm sure I'll find myself with the McLeods quite often, Gran. Settle back into a relatively quiet and clinking silverware and slurping stew. When Gran won't lull the lull won't last long. You know, what they say about falling in love, don't you? Choke on my drink and laugh while I cough. No, Gran. What do they say? Man fall for a girl, hook, line, and sinker. Oh dear, what brings this up? You have a spring in your step. I've not seen before, that's all. Well, I'll go as far as to say that I'm hooked, but I've yet to be reeled in. I knew it. Just be wary of a can of worms you're opening up. Keep laughing and drinking. Are you going to subject me to puns all night? Just because... What? I turned southern all of a sudden. Malcolm, you became southern like me. Because I smell like fish. I'll let you off the hook then. God damn it. Conversation turns to town gossip Maggie Teets. It's for her daughter and a new quilting club for aspiring stitchers. Say, perhaps you and the girls would like to join. The host is providing the homemade currant cordial you can all the homemade currant cordial you can drink. Crack a smirk and an image of a room full of quilters staring at Grace as her flippers fumble with a sharp needle. Thanks, but I'll pass, Gran. As for the girls, I could picture Marion being handy with a needle and thread. But Grace, not so much. I'll let them know at least. We finish our stout stew and biscuits. I clear the dishes and get one more line from Gran before heading to my bedroom. That Marion is a good woman, Malcolm. Don't break her heart. Oh my, not what I was expecting to hear. I promise you that's not in the cards, Gran. I close my door, shaking my head at the thought of me and Marion McLeod together. Who would think that? Like, honestly, certainly not an option. If Gran only knew. I undress to splash water on my face. When I look out the window, I see clouds building in, obscuring the sun as it dips below the horizon. I picture Grace flowing through the loch like she's always lived there. What's to become of her? Of us? Never in my life did I picture romancing a woman like Grace. Neither her as a human or as a sea creature. There's no going back now, only forward. And if anything from my upbringing speaks to me right now, it's that our actions are our own, but we are tied to our fate. There's no changing that, no matter how hard we try. Did the Lord mean for me to end up with Grace McLeod? Are she and I meant to live in some seemingly unholy bond of man and ocean dweller? I find myself chuckling again. For nonsense. What utter, unbelievable, inconceivable, and unimaginable madness. If this is God's plan for us, I am sincerely interested in experiencing what's to come. As Grant says, what he writes, we perform. While I don't necessarily agree completely, it's refreshing to let concerns float off, knowing there's little I can do about anything anyway. Just enjoy the ride, I tell myself. A day above ground is always better than the alternative. Crawling to bed, replaying memories of all the day's events, or rather one in particular. Grace McLeod, you have me smitten. I sleep with a smile on my face, no matter how hard I want to fight it. Okay, I think this is going to catch up to... I think a lot of that actually happened after going to the shipwreck anyway. I don't remember, so, I mean, I'll get back to you guys if I find the damn thing or I get to the ending. Okay, I think I found the ending. I didn't find the damn fishing minigame, but I'm pretty sure I found the ending. Visit Sangalim with more... Because I kept being distant from her. So, I mean, it goes through all this, obviously. And then outside the huge inhale, blah, 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 blah. Okay, because it starts hitting with the music. And that's normally where I would... The lock looms below me. Somewhere down there is Grace. I know I need to apologize. The sort of thing out between us. But I still don't know what I ought to say. It doesn't matter, I tell myself, wits farrier no go past ye. Just say something, anything. But I know I owe her more than that. I need to set things straight between us for both of our sakes. Bulgare's words resonate. Love will either last forever or fleeting memorable. What difference should I make if I just blindly dive into deep with Grace? So what if it doesn't work or we both get hurt feelings? Hasn't that already happened? All's fair in love and war, right? I let out a sigh, knowing that just isn't true. Nothing is fair in war, and God only knows what's fair when it comes to love. I'm still not sure if I want to find out. Does Grace even love me? There's no way she could be using me, could she? Oh, wise up, Malcolm. Of course she could. You're giving her more than a good time or two. You're fulfilling her wildest dreams. No matter how forthright she is... I can always tell when this damn thing drifts because it just I look up and it's just moved. No matter the fort that I can't comprehend. I hem and haw trying to find a reason not to believe that. But I do comprehend. It's indiscriminable, intangible, and beautiful. It's everything Bulgare described. The way his eyes lit up talking about his former flame. If you can't trust Bulgare, who can you trust? It's the look of joy and anticipation on Marion's face as she walked with Douglas. But every reason Bulgaria has given me, heck, every reason I tell myself it doesn't mean I'm in love, it means something else. I'm infatuated. Maybe it's just in lust. And Effie is right. All I have is what is right here and now. I care more about Grace than just a friend, and even just a lover. But it's not love, and it can't be. Being honest, what I really want to put myself first, not fixing a wounded relationship, not trying to build love from desire. I want my days to be filled with clarity, sanity, and peace. We're in two different worlds now, and I can't live in the sea. I can't swim infinitely in the open waters, making love and sightseeing. There's no reality in that. There's no stability. No matter how much I want Grace forever, it's a fantasy, pure fairy tale. And I'm not prepared to face the consequences of what might happen if we try to be in love. Instead of sitting around convincing myself that it's going to work forever, and instead of asking someone else to tell me why I'm wrong, I have to leave, I have to tell Grace the truth. Ugh, I hate this. I don't like this one. She's not here. From end to end, I've combed the beach, scanning the waters, the cliffs, and the rocks. The only sign of Grace are fish skeletons she's nibbled on instead of swallowing whole. Grace? Grace? Nothing. Marion would have said something if Grace were at home, wouldn't she have? Or perhaps she's out hunting. Look at the fish pieces scattered across the beach is enough to remind me of her appetite. Should I wait for her at the surface? I could be here all night. Sit on the beach and listen to the waves, trying to calm my mind, trying to suppress doubts and nagging in the back of my head. I'm worried that she's gone and I'm the one who sent her packing. I laugh loud to change my mood. 15 minutes of waiting tops. And already I jump at the most dire conclusion. As minutes drag into hours, my heart sinks with the setting sun. Come on, Malcolm, be reasonable. It's a big block. She could be anywhere along it, or atop it, or beneath it. The beach isn't her only haunt. What if she's in her special place, or perhaps the place where it all this began? Where Grace first stole my heart. The grotto. Stand up again and begin disrobing to my drawers. Perhaps my nerves have gotten the better of me, or call it a hunch. But I don't want to wait around any longer, and I don't want to come back tomorrow. I don't want to leave Grace how I left her for any longer. I just want to find her and set things right. I hit the water again, the sudden shock of the cold shoots through me. Oh man, this is going to end up. But the warmth doesn't come. My vision is dark, my body is numb, and my muscles refuse to move at my command. Even my breath is frozen in my lungs. Was it careless or ego that made me think I could swim these waters without Grace? I realize my mistake too late as my body begins to slip beneath the surface, pulled out toward the center of the loch. Time tends to slow down. Eternity passes before something grabs me at the waist. The firm grasp fills me with heat and hope. The next thing I know, I'm gasping for air. My eyes blink open to find myself bathed in golden light. I cough and sputter. Is this heaven? Well, I'm here, so probably not. I roll over onto my side and find Grace drifting beside me, looking mightily concerned. You came back? I never left. I just wanted some peace and quiet. Some time to myself. She stops as if concluding that she doesn't need to explain herself. Grief, what's gotten into you? You're lucky I found you. Grace didn't leave. The sun's rays warm my body and calmness overtakes me. I lay back and focus on steadying my breathing. I just felt like taking a dip. Being reckless and wanting to swim, I must really be rubbing off on you. Maybe we're kindred souls after all. Quiet stretches between us, and I suspect that we are both thinking about what was said yesterday and what needs to be said today. I ran into your sister. Really? How's she doing? Quite well. I'd say she seems happy. She mentioned that you are too. I am. Grace's voice is soft, but I detect a bit of hope inside her. I'm not sure how this conversation will go, but having had to do it before, she starts before I can, and I can do my best to truly listen. Malcolm, there's just so much to say. I mean, if you want, or rather, if you're willing to hear me out. Of course, I didn't dive into freezing water to avoid you, Grace. There's much easier ways of doing that. Grace doesn't smile, so I know I should probably stop joking around. I never felt more comfortable with myself, with another person. You, Malcolm, you make me feel comfortable and safe. I know there's a but coming, and I wonder if it matches with all of my concerns, too. Being with you is so incredibly magical, so beautiful. I feel like I'm yours. I truly do feel like I belong to you somehow. I inhale, preparing to respond, but she speaks quickly. But I really don't think I am. I'm my own person, and I have to be. I got upset earlier in a way that I shouldn't have, and I'm so sorry, Malcolm. My life isn't in your hands. I know that, Grace, and I shouldn't have run off like I did. Grace puts a webbed hand to my lips. Malcolm, I'm still figuring out who I am, and if it's not too bold to say, I think you are too. She slides her finger down and lets me speak. I wipe away the moisture from my mouth to try to focus my thoughts. Between the sounds of the water and the dancing light, our bodies are so close together, it's hard to focus on anything but our connection. I want your dreams to come true, Grace. I thought I could be a part of it. If you want to be in love with me, I can tell. It hurts you that you're not. It's bold of you to assume. I could say the same of you. You'd be right then. I do. I want to be in love, but it would make things much easier, wouldn't it? She looks away and I see tears forming in her eyes. I finally have my answer inside my head. The answer I'd been hoping to find. No, it wouldn't, Grace. Look at me. She turns her head, barely making eye contact with me. We're not in love, and that's fine. We can love each other, care for each other, and not give up our lives for each other. But everything else. Grace raises an eyebrow, and I know what she's getting at. We're attracted to each other, absolutely. That's normal too. At least I tell myself it's normal to be attracted to someone as scaly and beautiful as Grace. Maybe that's something to figure out on another day. Right now, just know you have my heart. And you have mine, Malcolm. I want you to pursue your dreams. Find your paradise. Maybe I can visit. Yes, of course. Whoa! Grace goes for a hug, and I'm not expecting it. Almost knocks me back into the water. Oof, a little help. Got her to grab hold of me and yank me in closer to her. I'm dying to wrap my arms around her, but I think it's best to keep at least an inch of distance. I'd been dreading this conversation for so long. I don't know why. I didn't want to upset you, hurt you. I kept thinking I would give in if you wanted to be with me, keep me here, stop me from exploring another world. I'd constantly fear you'd want to hold me back. No, Grace, I would never. I mean, I want you to stay here, yes, but I simply want you to hold you. I just simply want to hold you. So, Malcolm, what a silly thing to say. You're lucky I already fancy you, because that is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. I have to laugh. There's no and never would be any courting this girl, even if we both want it to happen. I have to go with the flow wherever she takes me. That's not the reaction I was expecting. Stop expecting things from me. You'd be disappointed quickly. Just ask my sisters. Well, I can't tell if you're joking. Grace faced me and places her arms around me, offering another warm embrace and a kiss on the cheek. After she lets me go, she speaks plainly. Sometimes I don't know if I am either. It's my defense. Being funny, then I forget to stop, to try and realize how it must look to others. I take her webbed finger in my hand and trace along the parts that are knit so close together. They make me incredibly joyful, but so does the sea. Jessie has up and left. Marion is devastated. If I leave, I'll be making it worse. I'm not so sure about that anymore. Marion understands. She will over time, at least, as well as she can. Malcolm, right now all of my dreams and nightmares are coming true, all at once. Please be patient with me. I am. They have been. And I will be. Although inside I'm worried about what she might say next, but I notice that the pit in my stomach is gone. Speaking openly together has lightened the worry that I'd been carrying around for so many days and nights. What I should have known all along is that Grace is the one person with whom I can truly be honest. It's not daunting, it's something to be treasured. I'm scared, I'm excited, I'm confused. As am I, Grace. But I'm also delighted. I think for the first time in my life I can say I'm content. Looking forward to the future, even... Does any of that make sense? It's all of it, yes. It really does. I don't want help, I don't want to change, to reverse any of this, but maybe... What, Grace? I'm still an outcast. Not even more so. I'm the walking, well, swimming image of guilt, coldness, and independence. I believe you're warmer than ever, Grace. I try to hold on to her again, but I'm rebuked. Now I can't tell if you're teasing me. I'm not, I promise you. I care more and more about you every time we speak. If I'm not expressing that correctly, it's because I've never done this before. Never been attracted to a fish girl. Never felt as though I'm falling in love. Grace's eyes get huge, but she blinks and stares at me. But I thought we decided not to. It's just a feeling. I'll hold on to it, see where it goes. I wink at her and she smiles softly. It's nice to see her happy. I wonder how long this happiness so fleeting will last for either of us. Yes, please. Let's see where all this goes. For us? Malcolm, there is no us. I don't know why, but my chest tightens again. Why am I trying to win her back? I've come here to end things. End us. I made this decision. I have to stick with it, but my body language is failing my determination to be strong. Grace must see my face fall as she attempts to reassure me. At least not yet, Malcolm. You survived a great deal. Much more than I can comprehend. But I can't handle what's happening to me right now. I'm too much Grace even for myself. While she doesn't elaborate, she doesn't really need to. I mean, yeah, she's right. She's going through some changes. That's alright. Sometimes I can be too much Malcolm too. But I'm here for you. Perhaps I can still help in any way you see fit. I appreciate it, but I don't think I can give you the love you deserve. Words cut deep and I want to disagree, but part of me wonders if she's right. A burn flares in me, making me more curt than usual. I don't think you want to either. Grace lets my hand go. Why have I said that? Why am I holding on to so much ire? So much contempt? I have to swallow my pride. As much as that hurts, you're right. I want to be selfish. Shellfish? She cracks a smile. I'm so sorry. That was a terrible joke. Grace places a webbed hand on my cheek. I do love you, Malcolm, just not the way you need me to. And I don't even know if that's forever feeling, but it's how I feel right now. And I don't want you waiting around for me to grow up. She tries to lighten the mood. Don't worry, you're still young, you're still strong, marriage material. Her voice cracks in her eyes well with tears. I'm so sorry, please forgive me one day, Malcolm. There's nothing to forgive. I appreciate your honesty, and I only wish I couldn't change. I falter. Change what? Her? The circumstances? There's nothing changed. There's been plenty enough of that lately. Grace taps her tail to the water and splash me. I want to laugh, but I'm still taut inside. Wound tight, wound tight like a violin string. Grace, what is it, Malcolm? I don't want to sound ridiculous, but there's something I've been thinking a lot. Something to do with you, me, and even our families. Tell me. I've been realizing that you can be at peace with who you are, but still, I don't know, what more? Dreams, ambitions, things of that nature. And all you're after, that tranquility, privacy, silence, peace. Maybe it's what I need too. I never stopped to look for it. You probably haven't had the time to, with what looking out for me and my growth spurts. She smiles, but only we both know it's true. Our time hasn't been ours in some time. My point is that I may still worry about you. You can be alone, or you should want that if it feels right. Oh, you can be alone, but don't disappear. Please, there's a difference between solitude and isolation. Come find me when you need me, or just want me. Or come find Marion, or Gran, everyone who knows you, everyone who loves you. Thank you, Malcolm. I'll do my best to figure out what works for me. If you don't hear from me, it's not because I don't miss you. You know that. I wipe a strand of damp hair from her face, and she cradles my hand in hers. As we break away, I shake, knowing there's nothing left to be said. Grace and I are done. Over. Friends? Yeah, maybe one day. I hope so. Kerplunk. She dives into the water and starts swimming away, turning back to smile and wave a fin-like hand once more. Don't wait for me, Malcolm. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Desperately want to laugh. I'm so choked up that all I do is let my tears fall. Oh! I hate it! I mean, I love it. It's so really well written and so really good, but God, I hate it. After a few minutes, I stand up alone on the rocky point and begin stepping from boulder to boulder back towards shore. Occasionally, I look back, hoping to catch a glimpse of Grace playing in the water, but the waters are still, only light ripples made by the highland breeze. It will take me months to even decide if I'm happy for her, but eventually, I choose to believe that I am. Blech. I mean, I know why that's there. I know why that ending exists and stuff like that is because it's, you know, it's a choice-based thing. Those first days alone are dark. My only thoughts are those of regret or what I gave up. Of Grace's laugh, her wit, her sharp biting tongue. I miss the friendship. Without her around, I am left to rebuild my life and Gran's, both of which are daunting and tedious affairs. But seasons fade, crops are harvested, livestock are birthed, and Gran thrives among the company she receives from her friends and neighbors. For all the days floating into one another, adding up to weeks, months, years, I'm grateful. Each day brings new challenges, but also new joys. Marion comes around more often to share meals with Gran and me. Grace is hardly spoken of. Marion does not tell Gran outright that Grace has left because she hasn't really. Our story is that Grace is too anxious to leave the house anymore. One day she'll make an appearance, but it has just happened, even for me. I check the lock often through less and less often as the days pass, and I never find her. In the meantime, the Whist Guild holds a meeting in our home to ensure that Gran can participate. I enjoy plenty of the Teets family homemade current cordial because of it. Bulgaria has made a point of checking in on us frequently. He says it's to make sure I've not been withholding Gran's whiskey, but I know it's to check on me as well. On many dark evenings, we share drinks and laugh into the sunrise. For that, his kinship and open ears, I am grateful. His spirit lifts my own. I carry on, putting one foot in front of the next. For Grace, I hold an empty place in my heart, but for those who remain, those parts, my heart are full. That was a nice ending. Like I say, I didn't like the breakup part. But that was still a nice little ending, I guess. Seeing two hearts break, it broke mine as well. Without love, there was never enough to life. In the absence of kinship of others, I retreated. I retired back to the part of the world that most others never saw and never knew. A place in which I kept my fears, dreams, and hopes to myself. A lonely place to be sure, but I always understood that at least one other person shared my longing to live. Didn't like it. But like I said, that was the other ending. If you just withhold yourself constantly in that chapter, then that's the ending you'll end up unlocking. I didn't show every little bit of it because it's not enough. I mean, it's stuff I've already put up censored versions of, so you can always go back and rewatch some of that. And on top of that, I really didn't feel like going through censoring Grace's naughty bits or turning off the adult filter, the adult stuff, just to... There's something here that I'm supposed to click on. There was a deal that said something about... Fuck. Oh, well, that's going to do it for this episode. I wanted to get... like I said, I was damn well determined to at least get something. Ta-da! Okay, well, we got that ending now. I still didn't find a damn minigame. I didn't pet the cow, obviously, so I'll probably have to look that one up because I've been through it. I went through it twice, choosing different things both times, and I never got a chance to pet a cow. Apparently, I did see Beneath the Sheik. I don't remember how I did to do that, but yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look because I swear I took a big swig also, but I guess that was before that Easter egg existed. I don't know. That's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know it was just a bunch of cuts and stuff like that, but again, I want to find all these before I go back through and make other decisions. Because again, I know that you can end everything right here if you really wanted to. Crisis of Faith. She was a little interested in avoid as many interactions as possible to reach this ending. So, like I say, that's basically you ending alone and you don't date anybody. It just ends right there. And of course, there's one right here as well. Not pursuing any particular relationship may trigger this ending. So, I don't know. But there's two endings that you don't either just avoid everybody, or you get all the way through here and then you just don't want to be dating anybody. I don't know. But anyway, we'll get to all those in a little later on and stuff like that. Next one, I'm probably gonna have to look up some of these because I have no freaking clue how I missed this, because I went through that. I thought I was going through it with a fine-tooth comb. I won't get it until the next video because I want to show you guys and how I probably show how stupid I was, like with the freaking listen to Hazel's freaking quote when all I do is just click on the damn quotation marks and she would neigh for you. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that thumbs up button. And again, if that was the grace you guys are talking about, was the chapter 3 grace, because you guys weren't talking about her here. You were talking about the darker blue version of her, which I think is here. So I hope that was the right one. I don't know, but there you go. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. And peace. What's up?